was dead set just looking at house prices out here. Like, because I just started thinking, like, houses would be way cheaper far away from the city. And this place has, like, grocery store, petrol station, everything. Like, takeaway, cafes for if you want a barista made coffee. Like, it's a hub. It's got everything that a city has. I'm not going to list it all. But I was just like, I wonder how much. And then I got onto, like, looking at, like, interest rate calculators and stuff. And I was like, this is doable. Like, and then I started imagining this whole new thing, like, I could buy, like, a shack on some land in the middle of nowhere, pretty cheap right now. And I just wouldn't hook anything up, like, no electricity, no internet or anything. And it would still be a place where I could go have a cold shower and, like, I could go sleep under a roof whenever I feel like it. And it would be so cheap. It'd be cheaper than rent anywhere. And it could be like a home base. And I could just use, like, my mobile data because I've got reception out here as well. Reception is everywhere now. So imagine that. That's way outside of anything that I've ever imagined. I've never thought, like, that was so far into the future, like buying a house and shit. But it would be a start, like an investment as well. It's like something that I can't afford immediately, but if I continue on my path that I'm on, it will be quite easy. Because I'm not a believer in, like, credit and getting big loans and stuff. If I got a loan, I would want to pay it off in 5 years. Because, like, if you look at the repayments and stuff, you end up paying like double or triple or even more for a house, which is ridiculous. I don't have a credit card, never had a credit card. Never got any kind of loan, never got any kind of finance, which is, like, sometimes I wonder if it would have been easier if I had got, like, loans and stuff and got heaps of fancy equipment and started a legitimate business with all the bells and whistles and that. But I've watched a lot of people get into a lot of debt, like, trying to, like, play, like, that role, like, just step into it. Like, you just get, like, borrow heaps of money and try to just all of a sudden know how to do everything. And it's really scary and stressful. Whereas, like, I don't have any, like, there's no repo man coming for my shit. I own all my shit. Like, yeah, I'm free in that way. And that's another indicator of how important my freedom is to me. I don't like the idea of, like, even that would be another reason why I guess a lot of you are stuck in jobs and shit and stuck in positions where you feel like you can't move because you've sort of gone into that game of credit already and you've got to get yourself out of there. It's worth getting out of. Like, it's worth just paying everything off. I've had to pay stuff off in the past. It took me like 3 years to pay off a big festival that I put on. It's like a real shitty, low budget version of Project X, if you've seen that movie. Like, it was just a big party, got out of control, had to pay, like, huge amounts of fines and damages, and yeah, it was dumb. So, like, yeah, I've had to pay stuff off before, and that just made me hate credit even more. Like, I never wanted to be stuck paying something off. Like, I made a pretty firm commitment to just, like, being free. But yeah, so that's why it's so weird for me to be even thinking about buying a house. But I've always told myself as well, like, if I have an abundance, like, I'll do stuff like that when I'm positive that, like, I'm doing what I want to do for a start. Like, the way that I'm making money is something that I want to continue to do forever, which is what I'm setting up now. So it's not like I'm stuck in a shitty job I hate for like 5 years while I try to pay this house off. It'll be all stuff that I want. And yeah, so and I'm not, and yeah, what I'm saying is, like, I don't want to have no pocket money, like no spending money. I want to have like, plenty of money to go into the repayments, and, like, like, I want to have pretty much get to a point where I have the same amount of money, pocket money, that I have now, plus enough to pay for the repayments before I do it. So it's almost like it's not even happening. Like I can just put it out of my mind. I'm really ambitious like that. My objectives are ridiculous. And that's why it can be frustrating at times, because I like to do things thoroughly. I like to plan it out that way. And I'm not just gonna jump in and get like stuck in a mortgage and all that shit because that's what you're supposed to do. Like that's what my parents want, or what my girlfriend's parents want, or what anybody sort of projects onto you. Yeah, same with like university. Like I'm not gonna go get a huge student debt. I used to go sit in on lectures and stuff, like just used to go to uni with all different people, and just like no one would question it. And while I was there, I realized that all the stuff that they're teaching, well, they're lecturing about it, but like a lot of the resources are just free on the internet. Like you just type the same stuff into the web browser and it shows right up, and you can do all the tutorials and everything. It's all right there, like heaps of it. I learned like so much video editing stuff from free resources that lecturers at uni were pointing to. And I learned heaps just from hanging out at uni with other people, other creatives who were doing stuff. But I never got a degree. Like I never did any of that. Never even started it. I didn't even Steve Jobs it. I didn't like drop out and hang around. I just went there and enjoyed all the creativity and like that young, unbroken ambition where like nobody's had their dreams crushed yet. Like it's really powerful environment. I encourage people to go spend some time at a university. Just walk in, pretend that you're supposed to be there, have a backpack, like just act like a student. No one will ask any questions. They don't care anyway. But then like it would be funny if there's like thousands of people just all of a sudden start showing up at universities and ruin this secret for everybody. But yeah, I don't like the idea of getting in debt for something that, I don't know, it's not really worth it. But that's also a limiting belief for me. So don't take anything on. Like, never take anything on that I say. Like, I'm just expressing what I'm thinking and feeling. But like, if I had just got a degree and I had just got a business loan and I had done everything, like followed the instructions, again, we've got back to the fact that I don't like to follow the instructions. If I had just followed like some kind of structure, it might have been easier. But like I said, everything, like there's no right or wrong. That's how I feel really strongly right now, and you can probably see it. Like it doesn't matter. The path was harder. But it was more interesting, and I grew more, and I learned more, and I had a more original experience by just doing things my own way. And I think, yeah, if you do things your own way, it fucking sucks early on because you make all of the mistakes yourself. Nobody is there to point you in the right direction. Like people will still try to help, but if you don't follow the instructions, you'll make every single mistake yourself, and you won't learn from other people's mistakes, which I think that's really valuable when you can actually listen and learn from others. This is a new thing for me. Like it's been an emerging thing over the last like however many years, like slowly, like, oh yeah, there's value in listening and not doing everything yourself. There's value in having teachers and mentors and guidance. But like then I disagree with swinging the pendulum the other way entirely, where you put all this emphasis on teachers and guides and people that outside of yourself and thinking that they have all the answers, listening to them. Like it's got to be a balance again. Like you've got to be your own person. You got to make your own mistakes. You've got to figure out things on your own. It's tempting to just take a model, like a business model or something that works, and just reproduce it. Like you can do that. But yeah, I'm having lots more fun, I reckon. It's like I have way more fun, way more excitement, way more peak experiences, but I also have way more heartbreak, loss, fear, like sadness, and like it's just a different way to be. Like, I think. But it's like right now, more and more, this is just another piece of the puzzle falling into place for me. Another moment where I'm integrating another part of society that I've sort of rejected. Like I'm going like, oh, you know what? Buying a house and having a home to like settle down in wouldn't be so bad. You know, that would be cool. Like I'm slowly accepting the world and I'm slowly releasing all of the anger and frustration that I had, like not when I was younger, and it just, none of it made sense to me, and I felt like I would never fit in anywhere. It's like slowly I'm making peace with all of that, and it's nice. It's like I can see a future that like doesn't just look like loneliness and chaos. It looks like connection and love all around me, and like, yeah, my family and friends aren't constantly raising their eyebrows at me. Like they're like, oh yeah, I can see what you're doing. You're not crazy. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm ready to play the game more and more every single day. So yeah, and it's really nice, this place that I'm in right now. On the other side of like so much madness. Speaking of madness, I've got to go and meet this fella and see what happens. Gonna be talking about extraterrestrials and going to a bunch of strange places. Yeah, I won't report on anything until I've actually experienced what's in front of me. I think that's fair. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button for me, leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already. That's pretty much it. Those things really are helpful. If like, yeah, it's just awesome, like how it all works, the YouTube algorithm stuff. Yeah, thanks guys for everything. I'll see you when I'm looking at you.